Welcome to Mountain to Lake Realty Showcase. I'm Betty Kingery.
I'm Bob Parcell.
And I'm Steve Furrow.
Mountain to Lake Realty is located at 195 South Main Street.
Beautiful uptown Rocky Mount. We're also located at mountaintolake.com, the site you see at the bottom of your screen.
It is beautiful uptown Rocky Mount. You know, wouldn't you agree? Especially a couple of weeks ago when everything was blooming so pretty, and of course now the blooms have kind of faded, but the fresh greenery is coming out. So, okay, your turn.
Well, I was just thinking, you've got a nice outfit on today, Miss Betty. Looking good, looking
Easter
good.
is coming. I'm trying to match your pink shirt you got on there.
Oh, well.
I don't know what happened to Bob. Bob's got the basic. He's always classic. So there we go.
Nice crisp white shirt.
Getting ready for the Easter egg hunts, you know. All right, so now it's your turn. Tell us about Mountain to Lake and when we're open. What about this weekend? Are we going to be open?
We are always open, Betty. You know that. We're always open.
24/7 online. Is that what you're talking about?
That is true. That is true. We have someone dedicated at the office from 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, in beautiful uptown Rocky Mount.
Beautiful uptown Rocky Mount, definitely.
And if those hours don't work for you, you're interested in buying and selling property, we will come to you. We will meet with you when it is convenient for you. Just let us know, and we'll make it happen. Right, Bob?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Sounds good. I know that all of our agents will be out and about, very busy. However, we are going to close the office on Friday, and it'll also be closed maybe for a couple hours on Monday. It may be open, but we always have that sign posted so that everybody can call the agent that's going to meet their needs. So,
did you know the office
what about that
on Friday?
I do now.
Okay, so office is going to be closed on Friday. Got it?
Woohoo! I got it.
But however, you will be expected to be showing houses on Friday.
Woohoo! I got it.
Okay. So, when we on a more serious note, we think about what's going on. It's extremely, I'm getting a phone call and it's distracting me. We have extremely low inventory, but it also is very interesting in this market that folks have kind of gone to purchasing land a little bit more now than we used to. And so, Bob, I know that you have listed a larger tract of land, and the activity is just, it's wonderful what you're getting on that tract of land. But I want you to just go over a few tips with our viewers. What do I have to do to purchase land? I think it's a little different from buying a house, but what are the differences?
Well, the good news is we have a lot land purchase agreement, which differs from our residential purchase agreement. But last week, I was able to list a 70-some acre parcel in Snow Creek that, in my opinion, a few years ago may have been sold in 2 or 3 months. And we had received multiple offers. It's a large acreage tract, and working with a couple buyers who were purchased many homes in their lives and were well qualified to purchase the land, but had never considered purchasing a large acreage tract. And while they may have been able to just pay for it, they were pursuing a loan. And so in general, I don't know if it's 30%, but sometimes on unimproved land, you know, public water and sewer, well and septic, you need something in that neighborhood down. And so we discussed some lenders whose niche is large acreage tracts and farms that they could consider calling. And then so that's part of it, the larger percentage down. Sometimes you have a survey, sometimes you do not. We discussed land use, which is a way for large acreage owners to pay significantly less tax. There's usually, the only implication really there is if the sale resulted in it falling out of land use, like you saw at the Walmart, for example, that it's not a qualified use, then there'd be some rollback taxes involved. But land use is a really good thing for large acreage owners to pay reduced tax. And so if you've never heard of that, that's not a 30-second conversation. And you get into, soil tests, or whether you want that or not. So it was a really good conversation. Again, both buyers that I showed the land to were had purchased a lot of homes, but were completely new to the land purchase implications. And so if you are an owner of a large acreage tract, in my opinion, it's not like the fast selling of homes is now, but it's moving much quicker at a much better price. So if you're considering selling a large acreage tract or listing a home with a large acreage tract, I think it's certainly a seller's market there as well. Not like a house, but certainly much, much improved.
Right, right.
A lot of people, again, the bigger shock for them is the amount of money you may need to put down. Probably do need to put down, compared to a house where you could get a 100% loan or as little as 5% down sometimes and get a conventional loan.
What about, Steve, what about surveys or with large tracts?
Bob covered a lot of things there that are certainly very, when you're talking about purchasing land, there's certainly a part of it. Survey, is one thing he didn't mention, and that's something that, comes into play a lot of times. How old is that survey with the property? Does it still reference, the beech tree and the old barbed wire fence, or, and I'm using this, I'm being a little bit exaggerated here, but the 3 rocks that were stacked together, those kind of things are referencing in some of those old deeds
really there.
that may not even be there anymore. And that's something that, if it's not, we need to figure out, what is the process, and do we need to get a survey? Is that something that you as the buyer are going to pay for? I mean, some of your lenders are going to get pretty particular when it comes to those kind of things. So you'll need to delve into that a little bit to try to help you understand exactly what you are buying.
That's true, especially like the property I'm referring to has been the same family for 150 years. So there is not a survey.
Yeah.
May not be a meets and bounds where a lawyer could describe it in a deed. So sometimes it's rare. Sometimes the closing lawyer will require a survey in order to describe it. And then, as Steve is saying, sometimes you don't know how much acreage is really there. The only way to know that is a survey. So if you don't have a survey, the option is there to buy it per acre. And so let's pretend it's 70 acres and you want to pay X amount per acre. You can also put in that offer, it's off by 10%, which is 7 acres up or down. Either party could terminate it. It could be 15%, it could be whatever you want. But that's just the way, if it's way off one way or the other, either side could walk away. Of course, all those terms could be modified if people agree to it. But the good news is we have really good forums. And Betty's a huge participant in the local, state, and national association of realtors, and so we're real fortunate to have a lot of forums where when things come up, we don't have to try to reinvent the wheel or come up with the language to address these issues. Those forums are there. So if you wanted to buy it per acre, as Steve mentions, the question, who's going to pay for the survey, all these things are well thought out and they're in the purchase agreement. So typically the buyer would pay for that survey. Doesn't have to be, but it's clear in there who would pay for it, which could be changed. And again, per acre is one way to pursue it, or it could be the exact price.
Well, and speaking of
sometimes people do that, and I've seen properties that have been surveyed be off 20% or more.
We've actually seen them almost 90% off. I mean, as far as a buyer purchasing a property and thinking it's 35 acres, and you do a survey and it ends up being 72 acres, and so that buyer then sells 30 acres and you got the land free. So it's really kind of interesting how it can work out.
It's more difficult, I think. There's more involved with land purchases than a home, I think, because it's not a finished product.
Well, and as far as showing it, it's a huge difference too. As far as for a real estate agent or a realtor showing a piece of land and being able to describe and walk the land and be able to hopefully determine boundaries the best you can with what you have to work with. We're not surveyors, so you don't ever say that for sure this line is here, but also having the means to show land is sometimes a challenge for some folks, and that's the good part about as far as at Mountain to Lake, that you all are able to do that. You're able to use a Kubota or whatever to so you can maneuver around the acreage.
I think that's a very good point. And so we may sound obvious, but it's not always the case when you go to show land that when you show up, you're able to really show it to a buyer. But when we list properties for landowners, we try to do a real good job of identifying where the property lines are, at the minimum, a rough idea, because the whole essence really is that we're going to cooperate with other agents to show it and sell it. So we try to do a good job if I list something and Steve goes to show it, that we have something in the MLS that at least gives them a clue as to where everything is.
Right.
And that may sound obvious, but a lot of times there's not a lot of information there to help another agent, but that's a big part of it. We hope we're fortunate to sell you a piece of land, but certainly cooperate with other agents and do our best to help them know where the lines are or describe it as best we can.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally you have a survey with it marked on the ground as well. That's rare.
With the pretty little orange tape going bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling.
All right. So
How's it go again?
I don't think we have any bling bling or whatever.
Who's your surveyor?
Boundary markers, but we'll look for the orange tape blowing in the wind. We have had some wind lately, so maybe we'll be able to, or maybe a lot of them are tied to the tree, aren't they? Or wrapped around a tree.
And if you do have a survey of your property, keep it freshly marked. Time flies, and people, expensive to get a survey. It's not a trivial thing to ask a surveyor to mark the corners. They can't be off. It's not a simple, inexpensive thing for them to do. So keep it freshly marked.
And once those survey stobs lose their ribbon and their color, though they're really hard to find in leaves. And I mean, you can be standing right on top of it and miss it. So, and that is even if there's a survey rod there. But anyway, I'm sorry, I got you guys off topic. I apologize.
Yeah, you did. That's okay. But let's get started. Show a few homes, but we have a really unique listing. It's the Angle House that's located on Claiborne Avenue. It has been divided into 3 beautiful apartments. So let's hear it. What do you got to say about it? And I can always add a word or two. Would you like me to be quiet?
So this is the Angle House, as Miss Betty pointed out. It is on Claiborne Avenue in Rocky Mount. That is in the town of Rocky Mount. It's a great location there. And you will see when we showcase this home to you, you've got this 1893 Queen Anne Victorian style home that it complements everything throughout. The owners have done an excellent job at trying to stay with that theme. And so this property has been converted into 3 rental apartments, and we're going to talk about each one of those. But when you look at this property itself, the outside, it's exquisitely, from a landscaping, you got to really appreciate the splendor, especially this time of year, Betty. It would compete with your outfit today.
Oh, yeah, right.
So we're going to step in here. The first apartment we're going to see, this is the Ambassador Suite. You get a chance to step in. This is a 1-bedroom apartment. We'll step inside. You get a chance to see the kitchen. Wonderful hardwood floors throughout this home. You see that? We've got a couple shots of the kitchen. A nice little dining area there. Place to grab maybe a quick egg or a bagel as you're heading out the door. Here's the living room that you've got here. And then, of course, this 1-bedroom we're going to move into now. A nice, spacious bedroom here. And a nice bathroom. Plenty of room here. This is the Ambassador Suite. Now we're going to move across to the Presidential Suite. You've got a nice deck here, a little porch to hang out, enjoy the afternoon sunsets, evening sunsets. We'll step inside to the living room area. Again, I mentioned those hardwood floors, but this is a very unique home. A lot of specialty building materials went into making it have the look that you've got here. We're going to step into the kitchen. You see the granite countertops, the stainless steel appliances. I mean, this is there's no expense spared here. I think we got another shot of the kitchen. And this presidential suite actually has, I want to say, we got one bedroom here. And then I think we got another shot of the bedroom again. But this is a one bedroom there in the presidential suite, the bathroom. And then look. Then we step upstairs. We've got the executive suite. This happens to be a two bedroom. But you do have your nice little porch area up here kind of to yourself. Great spot. And we step inside here to the foyer. We've got a nice living room area. I think we got another shot. There you go. The other side in the living room. We've got a really nice spacious bedroom here, large bedroom here. It's a two bedroom. This is one. You got the bath there for that bedroom area. And you got the kitchen. We're going to flip around and give you another shot. But again, same theme. You got nice granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. This will be bedroom number 2 and bathroom number 2. This is in the executive suite. When you step outside, you get a chance to see the side and the back here. Again, you really got to appreciate the landscaping and the effort that's been put into this property here on Claiborne Avenue. That's with a Rocky Mount address. We're going to stay in the town of Rocky Mount, and we're actually going to go to a commercial building here. This is Maynard Street. It's a little over 2,450 total square feet here with this property. If you're not familiar where Maynard is, this property is located right behind the post office. So a great location there. If you're interested, I certainly encourage you to check this out. Lots of possibilities here. As we step inside, you see the wide open inside. You can certainly, you could make this into maybe a beauty salon, or I guess a brewery, or any, I mean, there's all kinds of options here. A sandwich shop, Bob, be a great spot there.
What about the fidget making? Remember that from a few weeks back? Weren't we going to make fidgets?
It's widgets.
Widgets. Oh, widgets, I thought they were fidgets.
Not fidgets.
Fidgets. Okay,
right.
We can make widgets here too. Okay.
It does have a bathroom here in the home, or in the property. You see it there on the left. Get another close-up shot here, but wide open in there. Step around to the back. It's a metal roof, metal sided building, so very minimal. When you look at upkeep, you don't have a lot of things to maintain here with that from that standpoint. You do have 0.23 acres, so you got a spot here for some parking if you do want to run a business. But this location, most people just would walk to and from, I'm sure, Bob. Here on Maynard Street in Rocky Mount.
Next we'll travel down towards Smith Mountain Lake for a couple properties on Standiford Road. So we go down 40 east towards the lake to Union Hall, take a left at the whistle stop, which is Kemp Ford Road. I believe it's your first left, Stanford, not far at all. Then properties on the right. Nice 1 acre parcel. Very convenient to Smith Mountain Lake, either down Kemp Ford or Dillard's Hill, or just Standiford down there, not far from the coves where they're having a lot of outdoor music shows. A really good location, very convenient to the lake as well. And if 1 acre is not enough, how about 70? Same location. Most all this acreage could be pastured or cropped. It's currently in land use for taxation. Roughly 2 miles from the lake. It's currently being used for hay, and it's not all completed, but there's some fencing in place. Of course, horses are permitted. Good property for livestock, zoned A1. Nice stream on the property. Great picture here of how the land lays, and nice pasture.
And as you were talking there about the land, that stream, that he's got a picture there for you that adjoins the property line there on one side for a long way. So got a lot of creek frontage there on this property.
Then we'll travel to Snow Creek Road. Speaking of long creek frontage, in addition to, excuse me, long road frontage on Snow Creek Road itself, there's long frontage on Snow Creek, which is a large creek in our county. Very long border is Snow Creek. This is a mixture of pasture and woods. There's 3 bottoms. Corn crop down there in one bottom on the river. A great property to hunt on. Good property for livestock. There's a lot of fencing in place. You go down through this gate here, and there's a small creek on your right. At the end of this little walkway there, you run into Snow Creek itself. To the right is the cornfield that I mentioned. You go up the hills, a fenced pasture. There's cows in here now, so it's fenced well enough for that. Great views of Turkey Cock and Chestnut Mountains. In addition to the road frontage Betty showed you there at that red gate, there's also frontage up the street. In my opinion, you could have 3 home sites on this property and that wouldn't see the other. It's a lot of privacy, obviously a lot of water, a mixture of woods and pasture land. And we've had 2 offers on this property rather quickly.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on with Brick Church Road.
Well, we hope we're in the home stretch. It's supposed to close next week. Nice in-ground pool, 1-owner brick home, great location, open floor plan. Hope it closes as scheduled. In-ground pool, great views of Cahays Mountain, 4 acres, great for outdoor entertaining with that covered deck.
So what about Shady Wood Drive?
Another nice property. This is down, actually not far from the Standiford property that the 70 acres that Bob was telling you about. This is Shady Wood Drive, Union Hall. You get a shot here. This is a very unique log cabin style home that's actually sells with a boat slip, a deeded boat slip, and you're right there at Smith Mountain Lake. Hopefully this will close in the next little over a week.
Great property here on Sawmill Road in Ferrum, just a little bit past the campus of Ferrum College. Convenient to Philpott Lake. Lots of activity on this home. It sits roughly in the middle of the 34 acres. 5 to 6 acres is pasture, about 5 acres is fenced. Great long paved drive, extremely private setting, updated home. Hope it closes as scheduled, and this is really a great property. It's just so secluded. Lots of timber on the property. And we're not surprised. We had a lot of activity there. We hope it closes as scheduled.
So we'll jump to, this is Doe Run Road, another pending property, 5 bedrooms and 3 full baths, 3,500 total square feet when you do that. But a great home. I mean, from my standpoint, you got to really appreciate the layout. Nice screened-in back porch, as well as a patio underneath. A really nice 2-door detached garage with its own air and heat. You know, if I was going to make one, that'd be the way I would do it. So, great spot there on Doe Run Road.
New construction on Creighton Drive. We were able to obtain a contract over the weekend. Great views here. Creighton Drive is located off of Antioch Road, off of the Callaway Road. It's a Rocky Mount address, but I kind of consider it the Callaway area. But it does have a Rocky Mount address. New construction, great views, covered front, side, and rear porches, full basement. Lots of high quality materials in this home. We hope it closes as scheduled here in roughly a month.
This is Turtleback Path. This is a property that recently sold. It's up on top of Windy Gap Mountain, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a little over 2,800 square feet. A lot of unique features in this home. One of the ones was the outdoor backyard in this area there on top of Windy Gap Mountain. You don't see that. It made it pretty unique. Turtleback Path Road.
Congratulations to those new owners.
And we featured this on last week's show, this commercial listing not far from Cable 12 on Old Franklin Turnpike. Access off 2 state roads, Ayers Road and Old Franklin Turnpike. 2018 had a seamed metal roof put on the building. Nice open floor plan with loading dock and double doors. Zone B2. Extremely nice home that had a lot of activity on Maynard Road in Franklin Heights, one owner brick home with full walkout basement, including a basement under the garage. Skylights, cathedral ceiling, wood floors, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1,725 square feet.
For Maynard Road, this is Iron Ridge Road. They're a great location from being between Rocky Mount and Roanoke, not far off of 220. 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, a little over 1,900 total square feet on 2.3 acres. Unique property in the standpoint of had a couple of storage sheds and a really cool playhouse here on Iron Ridge Road. We'll go to Doug Spur. This is a property recently sold, 3 bedrooms and 3 full baths, a little over 2,200 square feet, 0.65 acres, but a great location here as well, and a very nice home on Doug Spur Road.
And on Victory Road, of course, with 4 bedrooms and 2 full baths, 2,100 square feet of a living space. Updates, many updates throughout the house, and of course this garage is definitely an asset to this property that's located on a corner lot in Garden City.
We got Virgil Highway here, 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths, a little over 2,200 total square feet. The pending property here. 2.71 acres, great location here. You're convenient again between Rocky Mount and Boone's Mill. But, this was a unique property. It had 2 master suites on each end of this home. Very spacious. I don't see that very often, and a great backyard there. Virgil Highway.
And I'm fortunate to work with the buyer for this listing on Acorn Road, roughly halfway between Rocky Mount and Ferrum. Comes with 2 parcels. There's a nice detached garage to the left on the other parcel. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath home with just under 1,500 square feet. 1.11 acres. There's that detached building. Again, good location, halfway between Ferrum and Rocky Mount.
We got Salthouse Branch Road here, 1.16 acres. Really got a upstairs, got a really nice 3 bedrooms up there, 2 baths, and then a additional bedroom and bath downstairs. Makes it pretty unique. Maybe a spot for that in-law to hang out if you wanted to. And then really convenient here to Philpott Lake. You got to appreciate that. You're within a mile. I mean, you could have time it takes you to hook your boat up. You could have it in the water here on Salthouse Branch Road. You got A Street here, 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, a little over 1,100, so almost 1,200 square feet here on the entry level. It does have a full basement, a corner lot, 0.4 acres here on this corner lot in A Street, which has a Martinsville address.
A little bit north of Rocky Mount is this very updated home with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, 1,608 square feet. A couple nice detached buildings. We hope it closes the schedule here within a week.
We'll maybe let things wrap up here with the Peace Haven. Betty, you got time for one more?
One more.
2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. This is 5 acres in Callaway, a little over almost 1,100 square feet. But great location here with Peace Haven Lane. We're hoping it closes as scheduled.
Okay. So that completes our new and featured listings for this show. Thanks for watching. We'll look for you next week.